Look who stopped by back here on the Rich Eisen Show in advance of his new tour, the Errors Tour, launching in February. Tickets on sale now at sammorril.com. Sam Morril is here. Good to see you. How are you?
What's up? Good to see you.
Fresh in from New York, are you? Or
I was
what?
in Phoenix, Austin. I've been all over.
You're all over?
Yeah.
But that's your base of operations is New York, pretty much? Or
Yeah.
is it not? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker.
The home of Juan Soto for the next 16 years? Just
I'm
not
shocked.
the Bronx?
I'm shocked.
How are you shocked? Come on.
I mean,
now.
I knew he was going to go to the Mets, but I'm still shocked. I just felt he didn't want to be. The Mets seem more fun right now. I'm a Yankees fan, but like they just seem like a more fun
Why
team.
does it look more fun to you? Why would it be more fun?
Just, like that Edwin Diaz song, the trumpets are playing,
Right.
and you can have a beard. Enough of this. Enough of this no beard stuff for the Yankees. Beggars can't be choosers at this point. This isn't the 90s Yankees. I'm a fan, but like, come on, make the team look fun. Also, like,
Sam gets it.
I mean, you can't win it with Stanton was incredible in the playoffs.
He was.
And Judge was terrible, but he got us there. You got to give him credit for that.
He's the MVP.
He's phenomenal, but he gave us. I mean, that was tough. Don't tell me you weren't getting angry by the end.
You know what?
By the end, it was pretty rough.
By the end, I was resigned.
Yeah,
That was my emotion was
Soto
resigned.
wasn't. He wasn't re-signed.
Nice, ladies and gentlemen.
Wordplay. Yeah.
Yeah, we turn the trumpets into trombones, though. The womp womp when Clay Holmes comes out of that door.
Oof.
I'll tell you what. Although he's a starter now. He's going to turn into Brett Saberhagen.
Cy
My
Young
bad.
Clay Holmes next.
Oh, that's right. Cy Young Clay Holmes.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it's good for the Yankees to be humbled a little. Sometimes, and also, guess what? It's a ton of money. It's an insane amount of money. Like, I'm a Knicks fan. When the Nets signed Durant and Kyrie, and then they got Harden, we're like, all right, it's over. And now look what happened. So, just getting the big flashy name at that price, I know it's a different sport. There's no cap.
No,
but
I'm with you. And I don't know again if that's just my coping mechanism here to sit here and say, well, you know what? That's a lot of money for one guy who does one thing, which is hit.
Yeah.
And there's other parts to the game like fielding, there's base running and things of that nature, and he's excellent at hitting, and everything else is not what you pay $765 million over 15 years was about. But
that's how they're telling us to get over this. So they're like, just sign a bunch of pieces. It's literally like you got dumped by the hottest girl, and your friends are like, just bang a bunch of fours. It's like, all right, we need some pieces for sure.
of course,
The depth was a problem.
but
Like,
I don't think it's not going to be fours though.
let's get some sevens.
Sam, if you can't get a 10, get yourself 5 2s.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe
They're not going to be 5-2s. No, but that is part of my coping mechanism is to see who they are going to get, and will they spend $760 million in the aggregate like
But
they were
even
going
if
to
we
spend
do,
on one guy?
who's beating the Dodgers right now? I mean, it's so stacked. Also, you look at what you get out of Shohei versus Soto. It's like you get two positions versus one.
I know.
You get to defer the contract. You get this huge audience in Japan. I mean, it just seems like Soto's a great player, but it seems like you're overpaying by a lot.
You know what? I'm with you, and I hope that you are right when it's all said and done. But I can see what you're saying. Like the Mets are kind of those lovable guys in Queens. The Yankees are this CEO team that needs to win or nothing, and the Mets are like those lovable, losers. But they're not losers anymore. And
They
as a matter
won
of
more
fact,
games
hey,
against
man,
the Dodgers than the
as
Yankees did.
brother. And as I said on Monday's show, the thing that's very difficult for me to comprehend as a longtime Yankee fan, going back to Catfish Hunter and Reggie Jackson, is that the Mets can now spend more money than the Yankees. That the whole business of whatever the Yankees were, pinstripes, come to the place where DiMaggio played and Mantle played, and you can make more money than you can anywhere else. Those days are gone. It's over.
DiMaggio is turning in his grave right now. He was so the purest Yankee. You look at the history. We got the cool history with Gehrig and Babe and DiMaggio and Mantle and Berra, everything. But you have to look at right now. And right now, the Mets seem fun. And being a scrappy underdog, baseball is about being a scrappy underdog. It's about, like, you think of the rally caps and how it's like a dirty sport. And I don't know. Yankees, I think, need to be humbled a little, but hopefully we get a bunch of pieces and you figure it out.
Oh, I thought you were referring to DiMaggio as the guy dumped by the hot girl that needed to find somebody else.
Well, yeah, I
that's
guess.
what you meant right there.
No, but I mean, right?
So,
Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
Now?
Yeah.
I'm just making 50s pop culture references. Try and keep up with me. The old guy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's funny. Mike Hoskins, if you have that photograph, Freddie, that I was talking about beforehand, we did meet the Mets owner, you and I, back in the day together. You just don't remember. It was in the form of Bobby Axelrod. There he is, right there up on the screen. We had no idea he was going to own the Mets.
It feels like a Billions plot too.
The whole thing does.
Yeah.
I'm sure Wags was trying to make sure Juan Soto was, hanging out, having fun while he's learning how to sign with Axe Cap. But there you are in the middle. There I am right there.
I'm just glad I'm glad he's in the city. I'm one of those Yankees fans, and I know I'm going to get shit for this, but I'm one of those Yankees fans that I don't hate it when the Mets are competitive. I think it's good for the city.
Right.
I'm a Giants fan, but I don't hate it when the Jets are. Luckily, they both suck. I mean,
you don't have to worry about that.
The Giants are hard to watch.
Yankees and Mets are different than Mets. Giants and Jets. It's kind of different than Knicks and Nets either. But that's,
Nets aren't even in the equation.
I don't even think
Nets
so.
are they're Jersey to me still. I don't think of the Nets.
Right.
You
don't go to Barclays? You don't go there?
I go for Liberty games. I don't go for the Nets.
Those are fun games, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't love that Sabrina Ionescu shot 1 of 19 in the championship, but they won.
Yeah, they did.
It was an ugly. That game set women's rights back 20 years. That was rough. Because I'm a fan of the WNBA.
Sam. I'll bite on that one. But that was that game 5. I remember there was a Sunday night game going on. There was a game 5 going on, and it was a baseball playoff game going going on, right? Wasn't something like that?
That was a hot time in New York, where New York felt on fire, and then it just fell apart. But
Mets, Yankees, Liberty, and then
and the Knicks.
The Jets were 2-2.
Yeah,
and the Knicks were getting started.
Aaron Rodgers 2-2. It's so funny to look back. By the way, how bad do you have to be to depress Jets fans? You have to be so bad to be you gave them hope, and then you just stripped it away. The Aaron Rodgers, this documentary coming out just infuriates me. He thought he was going to have an MVP season when he was producing that. He's I'm going to bounce back. You get to be a dick when you're performing at a high level. You don't get to be you were a hot chick, so we put up with how crazy you were. But when you're not that hot anymore, we're just you're just kind of crazy. It's not that
Jets,
fun.
3-10 right now. 3-10. I don't know if he's going to come back, but
it's funny. We're at the point for the Jets and Giants where we're rooting for them to lose. For the draft picks?
Yeah, of course.
But it's the Giants, it's that every year. I was so depressed Daniel Jones was our guy. I never saw it. He seems like a really nice kid, too, but I just never... he gave us one game in the playoffs against the Vikings.
It's a hell of a game.
It was a great game, but it's one... that's the bar now, one playoff win.
He made about $100 million off that game, I think.
I know. Well, what do you think Juan Soto got paid off? That one at bat. That was
against the Guardians you're talking about?
That was a badass at bat. That was the coolest at bat.
I don't even want to talk about it
anymore. Daniel Jones is
right.
That was years of just this guy sucking. He was at the Comedy Cellar one night, and my friend's the bartender, and he's like, dude, Daniel Jones is here. Do you want to meet him? And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Come on. You didn't want to go meet him?
Nah. I was never a huge fan. I didn't see it, man. He seems like a good kid, but I just didn't.
I would have met him just to see how he laughs. I've never seen him laugh. Have you ever seen him laugh?
Or blink or do anything.
Never seen him laugh. So you went to Daniel Jones went to a comedy club?
By the way, as a comedian, that's who you want to meet, a person you've never seen laugh ever. No, I never saw it. No, I just.
Okay.
If it was any Nick, I probably would have been.
There he is. Then we found a photo.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, but
right.
he's good because he's a Viking now. That's why he's smiling.
He needs
in that
to do
photograph.
that. You need to be a backup for a while, just because if he goes to another bad situation, it's over.
I think he's just going to go there and just learn, make $1 million and just learn. That's what he's pretty much doing. I've got Sam Morril here on the Rich Eisen Show. You got to be psyched about the Knicks. I know that they're, were you one of those folks that were bummed that they traded for Karl-Anthony Towns because of who they traded away?
I wasn't bummed. I just didn't see it. I didn't see him being this good. I knew he made more sense in our offense. I was a Randall supporter.
Right.
Always, say what you want about Randall, but that guy, he always gave 100%.
Well, he's the one you were referring to, Sam, moments ago, the Durant-Kyrie arrival in Brooklyn. The fact that Durant didn't even look at Madison Square Garden. He goes, I'd rather go to Brooklyn was kind of a blow for the Knicks because at that time, like that, nobody was coming. They put Durant on like the season ticket brochure, like, hey, these are the guys we're going to chase down, not actually go acquire. And then Randall showed up. He goes, I'll go there. Turned himself into a self-made stud. He was not good the first year, though. But he eventually turned himself into somebody.
Second team All-NBA twice. He's a beast.
Which is why I understand diehard Knick fans were like, we got to get rid of him. But, I mean, Cat's the man.
Cat's the man. Dante really hurt losing, too, because for a one-year Knick, like, who can you even name who's more fun? That was an insane. I was at game 2 when he hit that game-winning 3. Losing Hartenstein actually hurt us the most because of what he could do defensively.
Yes.
You know, great passer, high IQ guy. That changed the identity of the team. So the one thing that hurts watching this year as opposed to last year is we're not getting those offensive boards like we used to. We were beating teams up, and now we're a finesse team, which is fine because offensively we're ridiculous, but we miss Mitch Robinson. We need someone to beat you up a little, especially if you want to get past, you know, a team like Cleveland. You need to beat up Jared Allen. You need to beat up Mobley. Randall beat up Evan Mobley every time we played them.
Hey, man, I know Cleveland's got maybe, you know, the best record, but it's really his Celtics team that you got to eventually face.
Course.
That's the end of
but
that.
You got to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's
you
right.
know, of course, yeah, the Celtics are the best team. They're the best team. And I met Jaylen Brown, and it annoyed me how cool he was. I did a benefit, like, not a benefit, it was like for Fashion Week. They dressed all these comics up. We did the Apollo, and they put me in like a fur coat. And when I say I bombed, I opened, I think my first line was, I'm in a fur coat. I'm like, man, I haven't sweat this much since I raw dogged a QAnon chick. Silence. And I'm like, maybe not the right icebreaker for this crowd. And Jaylen Brown's in the green room after. And I was like, oh, man, well, screw this guy anyway. He's a Celtic. I hate him. And then he came over and he was like so cool. And I was like, damn it, he's all right. And he even entertained listening to how much I hate the Celtics and was cool about it.
Well, I mean,
what's he going to say?
He lost one playoff game and dominating, you know? And they even have Porzingis for all of them. And he's using Porzingis. I mean, forget it.
He's a cool guy.
That's cool.
But he also, I hate that they gave the Celtics ammo. Tatum is getting all this crap for not being the finals MVP. He didn't get to play in the USA games. Yeah. Brown doesn't even get picked. Right. It's like, you know, so you win the championship and you come into the season angry? Mm-hmm. I hate that they did that for them because they're already like, they're a super team defensively, and I hate how they play. 63s a game. It's so boring.
I understand what you were saying, Sam, which is why I tried to use my microphone on behalf of the Knicks faithful for good, trying to stir up some sort of a controversy within the Celtics locker room. The fact that Jaylen Brown is angry he wasn't picked means he thinks his teammate Derek White didn't deserve to go. So I'm trying to use it in a way like, hey, if you every minute that you think you've got that chip on your shoulder because you weren't picked, well, who's the one who was picked instead of you? That guy's right on the other side of your locker room.
I like that.
And
you know
Drew Holiday on that side.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. Yeah. You didn't think Drew deserved to, and Tatum's like, well, Holiday got all those minutes, and I didn't get any minutes at all. Like, you see where I'm going?
Yeah, and I heard Brown says that White has messed up teeth too.
Yeah, let's keep
He's
going.
He's seen all kinds of stuff.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going because he chipped a tooth, right? Uh-huh.
I think the
Knicks
Knicks
to win a championship.
I think the Knicks are doing really well considering how many new pieces they have, and give Bridges a minute.
Time.
Bridges is. We love to get angry early, but like new team, he's in a new role.
Yeah.
You're asking him to be the dude he was like 4 years ago, not the dude he was a year ago. So give Bridges a minute, I think.
Right, and maybe 2 weeks from now, you'll be raising an NBA Cup banner,
dude,
next to the Billy Joel banner, next to the
get Josh Hart as AP,
next to Walt Frazier, right? Next to Walt Frazier's retired jersey. Here comes the Emirates Cup banner.
Do we put those up? Do you raise those banners?
The Lakers put one up, yeah.
Well, then we better.
Lakers put it up.
Yeah, Lakers put one up.
They're not putting up much this year. They are looking.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to take. Listen. LeBron finally missed a game, so they started like a house of fire. I don't know.
Yeah, a house on fire, 3 wins. They're not the Cavs, you know.
No, that's true.
They're above 500. The Lakers are above 500.
Sam Morril here on the Rich Eisen Show. The Errors Tour. I like that, man.
Yeah. Although I'm so annoyed. I was just in Phoenix and I saw Murr from Impractical Jokers. The Errors Tour. I was like, oh, come on.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And then someone else tagged me. They're like, that was my tour. It was like some guy with 30 followers. I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't follow. I didn't pick up on that. I don't know everybody. I guess that we all made the same dumb Taylor Swift joke.
There should be a database where you have to like enter it in and you can see live updates.
I think there is. It's called Google. We're just all lazy. We're just bums.
Or they could have been playing an impractical joke on you, Sam.
Damn it.
I hope you didn't overreact because that might be coming soon to a YouTube channel near you. I don't know. But it's also comedy. Don't you guys all rip each other off?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I mean, rip each other off, you know.
Sample. Dan Patrick calls it sampling. That's what he gets. Dan Patrick always
That's
called
rap.
that.
That's not comedy. That's how Mencia got destroyed. Everyone hates Mencia for that.
That's what we would always do that at Sports Center where, you know, we would accuse each other of like, didn't I come up with that on the show the other day? And Dan would call it sampling. I'm just sampling.
You took Booyah?
I never did. No, that one I did not take.
You can't sample?
That wouldn't. No, so, who is it? We talked about this on the show once upon a time where I accused Steve Berthume of stealing "Say Hello to My Little Friend" from me, and he heard me talk about it and called into the show to push back. Yeah, I used to do that for my for a home run call. "Say hello to my little friend."
Weinstein said the same pickup line. I think
this guy, everybody, check out tickets at sammorril.com. That starts in February. You were co-hosting the Games with Names pod with Edelman for a while.
we had a good time, man. I love Julian.
He's the best.
He's a great guy.
So, what were some of the Games with Names? I did that show once. You were not co-hosting.
Yeah,
they
want to shoot out here, and I'm on the road too much. So when it was in New York, it was easy, but they couldn't stockpile them, so I just couldn't do it.
I chose the Bart Scott Jets game that beat Edelman as my game.
That was fun,
just to troll on him.
Our first episode was he wasn't on the team at the time, but it was the Giants over the Patriots when.
Which one?
The first one.
The helmet catch.
I mean, it's just, and we had Eli and Teddy Bruschi on. It's cool when you have a guy come on to discuss the loss.
Yes,
but also it's Teddy Bruschi. You won 3 Super Bowls. It's
Oh, he's fine. He's
good.
Teddy's doing just fine.
He's secure.
He is that. Yeah,
I mean, that was probably, as a sports fan, the craziest. Because the thing about football is it's one game. So it's not, a 7-game series.
Yes.
But that's probably number one. And then I don't even know. I mean, because he's Boston royalty, we'd have all these, we'd have like Ortiz on, we'd have Paul Pierce on, and it's like,
oh my God.
I know, I'm reliving some games. Ortiz, of course, hit me with the 3-0, Game 7 comeback, which, like, you deserve it. That's an incredible achievement.
I was sitting here for just a split moment during the World Series that the Yankees were going to come back from 3-0 down to beat Dave Roberts, whose stolen base, as we all understand, remember, sparked the 3-0 back in the day. You know what I mean?
That game sucked. We had great guests. I think the only guest who, every once in a while, we get someone who loved Julian and just was like, who the hell is this guy? And I remember Kurt Warner just hated my guts.
Oh, no.
I think that guy really didn't like me. I could tell.
What, because your style, your sense of humor, your language?
I was making jokes, and I was like, oh, this guy doesn't like me. And so when I'm bombing, I feel like the anxiety to double down. So I just kept making masturbation jokes. And he just looked at me like, what the hell? I was like, well, I'm going to bomb. I may as well bomb in flames. And Julian's bailing me out. Of course, he's laughing at these horrible jokes. But, Warner didn't like me.
Oh, Kurt. I can't wait to say, guess who was on my show this week? Kurt?
Oh, he probably doesn't remember who the hell I am. But Phil Simms even laughed at my, coarse humor. And, and he's an old gent. I love, Phil Simms was cool as hell.
I mean, if Phil had to survive Bill Parcells and his forked tongue, man,
and LT.
I'm sure those ears are not very delicate.
Yeah, no, I mean, we had so many cool guests on the show. I mean, that's the one thing I miss is, I had a great time with him. So I mean, we're still good buddies.
And then your recent special, Sam Morril, You've Changed, premiered in July. That's still available on Prime Video, which you can see right here on the Roku portal.
That's a good one. That's I'm proud of that one.
Why is that?
It's just, I think I toured pretty hard with it. I went international. I went to Australia. I went to Europe. I really ran it through the mud to make sure it was tight and funny. And that's a good one.
Okay, fantastic.
Some of them aren't as good as others.
And the We Might Be Drunk pod with fellow comedian Mark Norman. That is for those who have yet to take it in as you've released your own brand of whiskey and you're hammering.
Yeah, we get drunk. We don't get drunk every episode. We would be in bad shape. I mean, some guests are like, "Can you do 11 a.m. on Tuesday?" And I'm just like, "Oh, damn, do we have to drink?" So we don't always do it, but we have. It's a lot of fun, man.
Who have you had on that?
a ton of people. You know, it was cool. We had Nick Offerman. We did his scotch, and he did our whiskey. So, you know, he's got the Offerman, the Lagavulin, which is like a dream come true for a scotch drinker. Him, we've had, you know, every comics come through. Bill Burr, Bobby Lee, Tim Dillon. Every comedian comes through. We had Alison Brie on, the actress. Mark, I think, farted on her.
Is that so?
He didn't do it on purpose.
When you say you think, I would sit here and believe that would be confirmed.
I thought that would soften it for some reason. Instead of just saying he farted on her.
I think she.
I think it's just like, how is something like that in doubt?
Yeah, no, he did it. We had, we've had a million different, so many guests, so many good guests. It's a good show. It's fun.
Well, fantastic.
You come through, have a drink with us sometime. We've had some.
Let me know.
Yeah, we just had Le Batard on. We had Richard Jefferson on.
Oh, now I don't.
Jefferson got hammered.
I'm just kidding.
He got hammered and he left. He left his like a big nice wallet, and he had to come pick it up at the Comedy Cellar from me.
So, but you do that in New York?
Yeah.
Or you do it out here?
Yeah, he brought the Offerman blend too. He's a Scotch guy.
Hey man,
RJ.
I'm more of a red wine guy, but that's
I
probably,
can see that. We'll drink red wine with you.
When you say I could see that, what do you
Well,
mean
you
by
get that sweater?
that?
Come on, I don't know.
Don't judge a man by his quarter zip.
It's a nice sweater.
I appreciate
but
that.
it's like a dignified
cashmere.
look.
It's cashmere.
Dignified. He's
It's
called you dignified.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but
more of
the
a
guy
red-
who says it's cashmere is not drinking like gutter whiskey. I'm expecting like a nice thing.
Okay. I'm sorry to take it personally then, but I'll come on.
I love
sure.
red wine. I'll drink red wine.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And the Errors Tour, check it out, starting in February. Ticket sales are on right now at sammorril.com. There's a whole bunch of neat places in February. I used to do stand-up, so I'm happy to open up for you in Columbus, Ohio on April 10th.
Are you going to be there?
No, I am not.
You could though.
I'm a Michigan Wolverine, so I'd love to go there and just talk.
And burn a hole?
Oh, boy.
I did
It'd be
that. I did that at the Wiltern last time I was here. I just open. I get on the God mic to bring out my opener, and I just go. First of all, the Lakers suck, and everyone's booing. And I like to start from a deficit.
So if you want to start from a deficit, I should open for you in Columbus, Ohio, because you would be basically halfway to the center of the earth.
That's a good town, though. Columbus is solid.
It is for Michigan people. It's a friendly place. Just a couple Saturdays ago, and then 2 years before that. You know?
Ohio's a rough state because like. It doesn't take much to be considered nice because you're like, have you been to like Toledo? It's brutal.
I've never been to Toledo.
Oh my, well, good. It's awful. Dayton, Ohio. Have you been? I mean, it's like meth country.
By the way,
good
barbecue. Are you
Barbecue.
Is the Errors Tour coming through either of those places?
No, we're not.
Because that's a deficit.
Yeah, but there is something about like if you have like a meth problem, you do have good barbecue usually. I
had
don't know
no
why.
idea there was such a correlation, Sam. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
maybe the rib falls off the bone, so you don't need good teeth. Maybe I don't know, something like that.
We Might Be Drunk podcasts. Check it out. You've Changed as well on Prime Video, which you can get through the Roku portal right now, and then sammorril.com for the Errors Tour dates and tickets. Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Anytime, brother. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.